So should I pay off my debt or should I focus on investing and like saving? Thank you so much for this question. My name is Gaby Rincon. I'm a money coach and financial strategist. Dude, you'd be surprised how often this comes up. And like the thing is that it's dependent on a couple of factors, okay? So as a way to kind of explain where most of our attention or intention should be in terms of like our overall savings, I created this like savings order of operations. And it's basically like, instead of looking at it as steps, think about it as priorities. Where are we putting the priority, the intention behind things? Like number one is always your emergency fund. If you don't have cash on hand to rely on, like you won't have another option but swiping a credit card if something happens, and that's just going to make the situation worse. After we've gotten a little bit of an emergency fund going, we're definitely going to be taking advantage of our employer-sponsored retirement account, especially if they have free money, aka they have contributions like that they match. You're going to start contributing at least up to that because we love free money. We'll move into high interest debt, right? So think like credit card debt, things that are above like 6-7%. We're going to try to get rid of that because it's too expensive to be in debt. And we'll put our attention into a traditional or a Roth IRA. For finally maximizing our savings rate. So this is where you just like increase as much as possible. Maybe you're maxing out your 401k. Maybe you're also like investing in a brokerage account. Maybe this is where you're actually looking into like real estate and investing in a duplex so you can house hack and like rent one side, for example. Now you want to kind of spend some time looking at your overall financial picture. If you have credit card debt, I'd say it's pretty expensive to be in that. So we want to put our attention to that. Like let's get rid of any debt that is too expensive. It's like actively hurting us and like really bringing our net worth down. Now, if you are credit card debt free, maybe the liabilities, the loans that you have are, less than 6%, then maybe you're putting more attention into wealth accumulation. It kind of depends on what the math is doing, on what the numbers are kind of saying, if that makes sense. As you're weighing what makes the most sense for you to prioritize, like also take into account your mindset. Like what is causing the bigger stress? What's the bigger pain point? And maybe you address that. And remember that you can do multiple things at once. I have a lot of clients that like once we've gotten rid of their credit card debt, they might have something like a personal loan, that kind of a thing left. So they might split the overall allocation that they have to put into either investing or into debt. They might split that as like 60-40 or 70-30. Like we actually play around with what feels the most aligned with what feels best. The last thing I'll leave you with is that like personal finance is personal. So we have to apply the like general rules of personal finance to your individual context so that we can go from theory to like actual execution to application, right? And so like it's okay like to have a one kind of bigger priority for 3 months and then kind of switch over priorities to like for the next 6 months. Like it depends on what's going on in your life and what makes the most sense at that time. For additional guidance in both topics, part of my DIY Money Moves collections includes a Investing Made Simple, that is a guide and a coaching video that walks you through investing and how to kind of handle that, do it yourself. And I have one called Debt Payoff Strategy that deep dives into how to pay off your debt and like how to snowball, how to avalanche, is it worth to consider a balance transfer card, etc. So check those out. They're only $9 too. Follow along for more money tips.